My name is Francis, and in this video, what I'm going to be sharing with you is how to manifest success or pretty much anything that you actually want. Because what I'm going to be sharing with you actually works for pretty much anything, not just success. Like it works for literally anything that you want to create. You want to manifest money, you want to manifest success, you want to manifest a relationship. Because the key to understand manifestation and the manifestation process is first to realize that everything that you want already exists now. Okay, not in the future, because the present moment is the only thing that exists. So if you want to tap into the true potential of what you actually want, as if it's already done, and it is already done because everything already exists in the present moment right now, the key is to understand that that version of you that you want already exists now in this present moment, not in the future. Because when most people are trying to manifest something, sometimes, and this is already an issue that people have, but I'm going to be sharing this with you to clear this up. You want to be manifesting what you want as if it's already done in the first person. So you want to have a scene in your mind as if it's already done, as if what you want is already done. You want to imagine yourself feeling how you would feel if it was done. What would you be saying to yourself? A short little scene shortly after what you want was already done. I learned this from Joseph Ally. It's completely changed my life. And what I learned is that you want to be imagining something as if it was already done shortly after it's done. So for me, instead of thinking about me receiving the money that I want and the success that I want, I think about a scene shortly after as if it's already done. So for me, that scene is, okay, I'm looking on the balcony of the place that I want to live, and I look at the scenery, the beautiful scenery that I want, and I have a sigh where I'm like, I'm so grateful that I get to do what I love for a living. And then I grab my phone and I message my sister and I say, I just hit 100K subs or something like that. See, it already happened. It already happened in that story. And I can already feel the emotion of that as I think about that and as I imagine that. And so if you do this alone, if you already do this, this will already manifest what you want. If you plant that seed in the right way and you influence your subconscious mind, the best way to do this is before you go to sleep at night, or in a meditation, or after meditation, or when you're in a meditative state. And if you do this alone, you'll already manifest what you want. Okay, I learned that from Joseph Ally, and I'm going to use that for the rest of my life because that is genius, and that makes so much sense to me, and that completely shifted my perspective on what manifestation actually is and how it works. Because you have to think of the end result of what you want, and then everything else will fix itself for you. The universe will perfectly guide you in a synchronistic way, and you'll think of the right ideas at the right time after you think of the end result. Most people think of the short term, like, I want to manifest a text from this person, or like, I want to manifest this money. Well, you're not thinking far enough. Think way further, and then all that stuff will sort itself out because you had that end result vision as if it was already done. And doing that alone will already manifest what you want. But if you want to take it a step further and accelerate this whole process, this is where the present moment comes in. Because what you have to understand is that your ego doesn't actually want to change. Your ego has a certain identity that it already has for itself, and it wants to stay congruent with that identity. And to a certain extent, your ego doesn't actually want to change, right? And so when you're trying to think of that image of who you are in the future, your current identity and the current story that you have for yourself has resistance to that because you're attached to that identity. Because when you're not present to the moment, you don't have access to influence your identity on that surface level, not your true self, which is just pure awareness and pure consciousness, but your identity at this surface level. Because you have to change, if you want to manifest something, the key is to change who you are at the identity level, who you are being. Not what you are doing, but who you are being. And if you imagine who you would be at the end result as if it was already done, and you're attached to your story and you're attached to your ego and you're in an unconscious state where you're not present to the moment, well, it's not going to work as effectively as it could. And once again, it's still going to work. You're still going to manifest what you want because you are the creator of your reality. And if you imagine something and you plant that seed in your subconscious mind in the right way, it has to manifest. It has to manifest. It's just a matter of time. But the question is, how fast do you want to manifest? Because there's always a delay in manifestation. Things don't just happen like that. But the more present in the moment that you become, things will start to happen like that. Things will start to happen faster, and your reality will begin to shift. Things will start happening in a much faster way. And so you want to imagine that scene as if it's already done. Imagine who you would be as if it's already done. And then the universe will naturally guide you on the path that you need to go on because you're planting that seed in your subconscious mind. You'll start to, your reticular activating system and your whole way of being will start to look out for things and do things, and then synchronicity will happen, and that will happen. Boom, you got to the end result, right? Instead of focusing in the middle, like, oh, I want to be debt free. Well, how about what would you be doing if you were already debt free? Maybe you message your friend and you're like, oh my gosh, I just paid all my debt. Or maybe even a week later after the debt's done, because you're already on vacation and you made more money than your debt. You paid off your debt and you made money. Think about that. Think about that vision, right? You want a relationship. You want to be married. You already have the ring on your finger, and you imagine that you would be doing something after the marriage is done, right? And all this exists now. All of this already exists. Everything you want already exists. Anything that you can imagine already exists in reality, because the present moment is all that exists. And all possibilities exist now in awareness, in universal intelligence. God creates everything. You are God, and everything exists now. But to release the resistance and to be able to tap into that identity naturally means you have to release the resistance to the current story of who you think you are. Release the attachment to who you think you are. Connect deeper to the present moment, and then your manifestation will start happening in a much easier way because you're not attached to the story of who you think you are, right? And when you release that resistance, so basically, the deeper that you connect to the present moment, the faster you will start to manifest what you want, and success included. Any success, anything that you want will just start happening in a much easier way because you release the resistance to who you think you are. You release the resistance to the current story of who you think you are. And when you release that story, you can rewrite the story with something that you want with no resistance. The key is to release the resistance to that new story. But if you're attached to your ego, you're not present to the moment, you won't be able to influence your subconscious mind in a way that you will believe that it's already done, because it already is done. And the key realization is when you realize that what you want already exists now in this moment. That is the key realization that completely shifted my entire perspective on manifestation. And for the rest of my life, my manifestation perspective will be completely different now. Because literally, everything that you want already exists. It already exists. It's so clear to me now. Because what you want already exists now, not in the future, because the present moment is the only thing that we have. So you want to be embodying a scene and embodying the vibration and the feeling of who you would be as if it was already done. What would you be saying to yourself? Who would you be? And you can give yourself permission to already be that person now, not in the future, because it already exists now. All you have to do is realize it all exists now, take a step back, give yourself permission to already be that identity right now, because it already exists. People think that they have to do something, they have to get something, then they get permission to feel that emotion and use those affirmations. Why? Why can't you already feel that now? It already exists. It doesn't exist in the future. That identity of who you think you are, that you think is in the future, already exists now, and it's still going to be the same moment. So why not just give yourself permission to already feel it now? You're saying, but you may be thinking, well, I can't do that because, it hasn't happened yet. But the problem is that you're not going to be able to get to what you want unless you already embody the identity of who you want to be right now in this moment, because it already exists. Be who you want first. Step into the identity as if it's already done, and then it will start to come in a much easier way. But to be able to step into that identity with no resistance means becoming more present to the moment, creating more spaciousness in your life, detaching from your ego, and learning how to connect deeper to the present moment and realize that your ego is a made-up story. It's all a story. And you can rewrite that story in any way that you want and influence your subconscious mind. Once again, you don't need to be present. You can do this before you go to sleep. You can play subconscious mind tapes. You can imagine what you would be as if it's already done before you go to sleep. Have a clear visualization. And the reason that works before you go to sleep is because you're not connected, you're not attached to your ego, right? That's why it works, because your subconscious mind is open and receptive before you go to sleep. That point right before you fall asleep, like right when you're kind of like that specific point where you're about to fall asleep, your subconscious mind is open. Well, why is that? Because your ego is not like blocking you anymore in that moment. But you can remove that block in there's many other opportunities to influence your subconscious mind, not just when you're going to sleep or after meditation. Your whole life is the present moment, and you can change who you are at an identity level, and things will start to manifest in your life in a much easier way. But the key is to understand you have to change who you are and who you are being. Shift who you are, not your true identity, not who you actually are, which is just pure awareness, pure consciousness. You are God that can create all possibilities right now in this moment, because all possibilities exist now. But who you are at the surface identity level, the avatar, the ego avatar that you've created for yourself. To change that avatar is to understand that any version of that avatar you want to create already exists now, and to release the resistance of that avatar you want to create by stepping into the present moment and detaching from your ego. It will happen. It will happen in a much easier way. It can still happen without doing this, but why go through all the resistance? Why do all that work, put in all the willpower, put in all the action, then you give yourself permission to feel the vibration? Why not just realize it all exists now? Give yourself the permission to already embody that identity, and then what you want will come after, and the universe will synchronistically guide you and give you the specific thoughts and actions to receive that end result, because you know it's already done. And that's the universal intelligence. That's God. That's the awareness that will perfectly guide you to create that desired end result as if it was already done. And all you have to do is plant the seed and stay present in the moment afterwards. That's all you have to do. And you don't have to be present to do it, but it will be so much easier if you become present to the moment. So that's what I have for you today. Hit this like button so more people can see this video, so more people can have access to this kind of information. Hit that subscribe button and that notification bell, because I post a new video every single day. Also, my free guided meditation MP3 is now available for download. It's going to be in the description box of this video and also in the comments of this video. It's designed to specifically help you connect deeper into the present moment. And from that state that you develop from that meditation, you're definitely going to be able to manifest what you want. That meditation is designed specifically to just help you connect deeper to the moment, and it has nothing to do with manifestation. But once again, the more that you connect to the moment, the more that you're really supporting your manifestation, because they're both interconnected. As you become more present to the moment, you're able to shift your identity and create that vision for yourself in a much easier way, as if it was already done, because it already is done. So have yourself a great day, and see you in the next video.